Hashtag the Zooscape Rebellion. Architect Maya Singh had always wondered why her city looked like a zoo, but she never questioned it until her daughter asked her a simple question: Mommy, why do all our buildings have to look like animals? Standing outside their apartment complex shaped like a massive concrete elephant, Maya realized she had no answer. The Zoomorphic Architecture Act had been passed decades before her birth, mandating that every structure worldwide must be designed to resemble a living creature. Schools were built as wise owls, hospitals took the form of nurturing whales, banks resembled protective bears, and homes came in countless animal shapes. The official reason was to create harmony between human civilization and the natural world. But Maya had begun to suspect there was something darker behind the universal law. Her suspicions deepened when she was commissioned to design a new government building shaped like a colossal spider. The specifications were oddly precise, requiring specific geometric patterns in the legs and an exact angle for the body's position. When Maya questioned these requirements, her supervisor, Director Chen, became unusually defensive. "These aren't artistic choices, Maya," he warned. "The measurements must be exact. There are international treaties governing these proportions." That night, Maya noticed something she had overlooked her entire life. From her elephant apartment's trunk-shaped balcony, she could see the entire city spread out below. The animal buildings weren't randomly placed. They formed patterns, massive geometric designs visible only from above. The spider-shaped government building would complete a symbol she couldn't quite decipher. Her investigation led her to Dr. James Morton, a retired urban planner who had worked on some of the earliest zoomorphic designs. When she showed him her aerial photographs, his face went pale. "Maya, you need to stop this research immediately," he whispered. "You don't understand what you've discovered." But Maya pressed harder. She accessed historical records and found that the Zoomorphic Architecture Act had been passed simultaneously in every country on Earth within a single month, despite no prior international cooperation on building standards. More disturbing, the act had been proposed by a consortium of architects and engineers who had all died in various accidents shortly after its implementation. The breakthrough came when Maya realized the animal shapes weren't just aesthetic choices. Each creature corresponded to a specific frequency resonance. The elephant buildings vibrated at one frequency, the owl schools at another, the whale hospitals at yet another. Together, the entire city was functioning as a massive acoustic array. But transmitting what, and to whom? She rented a helicopter to photograph the complete urban pattern from above. What she saw made her hands shake so violently she nearly dropped her camera. The city wasn't just shaped like animals, it was shaped like a massive transmission beacon, with every building serving as a component in an enormous communication device pointed directly at the stars. That evening, as Maya worked frantically to decode the transmission patterns, her apartment building began to vibrate. The elephant's concrete trunk, which she had always assumed was purely decorative, started to emit a low-frequency hum that made her teeth ache. Similar sounds echoed across the city as every animal building began to resonate in perfect synchronization. Her computer screen flickered, then displayed a message that hadn't come from any earthly source: "Signal received. Beacon activation confirmed. Prepare for Phase 2. Maya realized with horror that the decades-long construction of animal-shaped buildings hadn't been an architectural movement at all. It had been the methodical construction of a planet-wide communication array designed to contact something in deep space. Every city on Earth was a transmission node, and humanity had unknowingly built their own signal beacon to invite an alien response. The vibrations intensified, and Maya watched through her elephant-shaped window as the night sky began to change. Points of light that weren't stars started moving in formation, growing larger as they approached Earth. The animal buildings had been calling to something, and now that something was coming home. But as Maya prepared to flee, she discovered the most shocking truth of all. Hidden in her father's old papers, she found architectural plans from the 1970s for buildings that looked exactly like modern zoomorphic structures. The plans were signed with her father's name, but dated 20 years before the Zoomorphic Architecture Act was even proposed. Her father had been dead for 15 years, but his handwriting was unmistakable. Somehow, he had been designing animal buildings decades before they were legally required. In his notes, she found a single chilling sentence: "The shapes came to me in dreams. They said we needed to build them exactly as shown, or humanity would not be ready for the reunion." Maya's phone buzzed with an emergency alert. "All citizens report to designated animal buildings immediately. Phase 2 initiation requires human presence in resonance chambers." Looking around her elephant apartment, Maya finally understood. The buildings weren't just communication beacons, they were processing centers, designed to prepare humans for something their alien architects called reintegration. Every person who had lived in animal-shaped buildings for decades had been gradually adapted, their neural patterns altered by the constant exposure to specific frequencies. As the approaching ships filled the sky and the animal buildings sang their alien song, Maya realized that humanity's reunion with their cosmic family was about to begin. The question was whether they would be welcomed as equals, or simply reclaimed as long-lost property returning to their rightful owners. The elephant building's trunk began to glow with an otherworldly light, and Maya understood that her choice was simple: become part of humanity's transformation, or discover what happened to those who tried to resist the call of the cosmic zoo. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, it's easy for you, and this will help me grow the channel so I can release new videos.